Wow, thank you so much for watching this YouTube series. I am loving recording it. Today I have got some amazing things to talk to you about. One of them I think is the biggest game changer for you if you're running a business by yourself. It's something that people really overlook, but it's probably the most important thing to factor in when running a business. And I've also got 3 things that are holding you back from creating the recurring revenue that you need in your business. But before I go on to those, I just wanted to say thank you very much for watching and for all of the things all the messages I keep getting. So it's been really interesting to create this YouTube series because normally I just talk all about the legal side of running a business, and being able to talk about the business side has been amazing. And people keep messaging and emailing and saying, like a little PS saying, by the way, I'm really liking your YouTube series, so thank you. And if you wanted to, it's got to that point where I get to the view. If you wanted to, please do like and subscribe to the channel because it really helps for it to reach the right people, and it helps for me to know that I'm not just talking to a void of nobody. So please do interact as I'm going through, leave comments and things. I would love you to do that. So the one thing that I really believe is the most important thing about running a business, and it's something that all of us can do, but we all often overlook, because when you are running a business, we can get so caught up with the funnels and the emails and the socials and doing the things, and often just showing up all the time and selling the things. And it feels like there are so many tasks and things to complete that we forget the most obvious thing, and we forget the thing that is going to create success. And it by far is a thing that has created success in my own business, because let's just face it, I'm a normal girl, I'm a professional, qualified solicitor. I try to start a business. I am no different to anybody else who wanted to start a business. But something really exciting happened this week, and we crossed £500,000 worth of sales on the legal templates. So this is just templates alone. And if you don't know, I run a legal template shop supporting entrepreneurs with the legal side of running a business. We have legal templates, there's also courses, and we've got a membership, trademark support, all of the other things as well, but just the templates alone cost the £500,000 mark. And there is no way that I could have done that without this one thing. And it's this thing that is making you watch this YouTube series, and it's storytelling. It's taking you on the journey. I'm taking you on the journey, not literally down the country lane, which is what we're doing on the walk and talk, but it's taking you on the journey with me through the highs and the lows of things that are working, sharing that actually I've done a shift in my business and I want now to see if I can build monthly recurring revenue, and I'm going to give you an update on that as well at the end as to how we're getting on. But it's taking you on that journey, and also potentially educating at times. That's part of the things I'm going to share as well are going to be tips today, but really just sharing with you the highs and the lows, because that's what people resonate with. You could buy legal templates from any online legal template shop. They wouldn't be as good as ours because ours are written by me and they're amazing. God, look at that view. Look at it. But you could buy it from anybody, but people choose to buy from Lucy Legal because of me, I guess, because of taking you on the journey, because of taking other people on the journey, me sharing the wins of clients, me sharing the disasters that clients face sometimes. And it's that really makes a difference. So if you are struggling in your business at all, if things aren't converting, they're not resonating the way you want them to, consider adding an element of storytelling, whether that's through social media, through email, through video, however it is. Don't just post and ghost, and don't just post one thing and jump to the next thing. Try and take people on a journey with you to share what you're doing. Okay, so the 3 things that you may be holding you back from creating monthly recurring revenue in your business. The first one is you think it has to be a membership. That is the biggest barrier and the biggest falsity, if that's a word, the biggest error that people are making. When I've been talking about it, people are going, oh, I'd love to do recurring revenue too, but I can't because I don't want a membership. That's not monthly recurring revenue. That's one option, is having a membership, but there are so many different options. I truly believe that a payment plan of at least 3 months gives you some sort of monthly recurring revenue, or it allows you the freedom that we're talking about knowing that you've got a sale, and then knowing that people are going to continue paying you for a couple of months, so you're not constantly on the hamster wheel of trying to get new clients. Ideally, if your product allows, and you can have a payment plan of 5 months, like if it makes sense, you don't want to, it doesn't make such a difference if like they're just paying £20 and it's spread over 5 months. That's not really giving you that much freedom. It has to be a sort of a price point that requires that longer payment plan. But I think when you're looking at the 5 months, 6 months sort of marker, maybe even a year, knowing that people are in a contract, that gives you freedom. Think of it like subscription models as well. That kind of thing really does help. Creating a subscription model is something that people often overlook because they think with a membership, I'm going to have to do monthly content all the time. No, you don't. People can have access to you for various different things. It's going to depend what you do, and feel free to pop in the comments if you're a coach or a consultant or what you do, and we can brainstorm, we can think of some ideas as to what you might be able to do with a subscription product. And if you are already doing that, share that in the comments as well. Feel free to promote your business, your small business. I would love you to do that in the comments if you've got a subscription that you think would help other small business owners. The second reason that people don't like to create monthly recurring revenues because they think that they're going to have lots of payment failures. They think that there's going to be lots of issues with people dropping out and not keeping up, and people like they don't want this month-to-month sort of admin and maintenance happening. That's often called churn if you've got a membership and you've got people that are dipping in and out of what you're offering. My recommendation for that is to create something that allows them to stay with you, that allows them to stay in and allows you to keep close to them and keep supporting them. So the ideal thing to do here would be to create a roadmap. So if you can create a roadmap for people and signpost them along the way of what they need to do, this can really help them from taking them through the process. Instead of them getting into working with you and then getting lost and overwhelmed, you can give them a checklist of what to do in the first few months of being in the membership or of the subscription. Having a checklist and having check-ins with your clients or your community is really going to be really helpful for you. So say, for example, if you've got a subscription product or even a product that people have bought and they're paying on a payment plan, are you checking in with them? Are you ensuring that they are supported? Because did you know, legal point here, that you cannot have a payment plan or a subscription that goes past the point of delivery of service. So say, for example, you sell something and they're on a payment plan but they get it up front, you need to check in with them at the end, or there needs to have an element of support available at all times. So can they email you and check in and get that support? Can you offer that to them? Because it might be that they say, hey, I bought your thing, but I'm actually a bit stuck with it, or I actually haven't started it. And you might be like, wow, I have this membership, or I have this other accountability support, or why don't I have a one-to-one with me and I can support you to go through it. You can have an implementation session or an accountability session that you offer as well. And that could be something that you potentially offer as a bump when people purchase your product, but it could be something that you have in a funnel that automatically, sort of a month in, you say, hey, how are you getting on with that thing? And offer them the opportunity to work with you one-to-one, because people want close proximity. They want fast results. They want something that's going to get them from A to B easily. And your thing may do that, but sometimes we get lost along the way, and sometimes we actually need the support, or, as I say, the accountability to actually do the thing. And the third thing that often holds people back is they really struggle to move between one-to-one and one-to-many. So they think if they do want a membership and they're looking for that monthly recurring revenue, they're in a position where they think, I can't move from having one-to-one clients and it's that crossover of work and sort of having to do both the pieces of work at the same time. That is an issue for a number of people. And I think it comes down to that first point again, and thinking about what you can actually offer as part of a membership, as part of a subscription product. So if you do have a group of people, say you've got a course or a program that people go through, is there something that you can add on after that to support that cohort of people or that person who's gone through the course or program? Can you support them? And will that allow you to have a subscription product? And by that, I mean, what's their continual professional development? What is it that you can help them with? You potentially might support them with their leadership or to become a coach or whatever it is. Might support them with their nutrition. What is it that comes next? What's the next step in that journey? Can you provide them with a smaller bit of accountability? So not the full program, but a reduced thing. If you've trained somebody and they are qualified with you now, can you give them an ongoing subscription and say, hey, you'll need to pay X amount a month, but then once a year or twice a year, we'll meet in person. You can come along to an event. The amount that you're paying will get you whatever perks. It might be a ticket to the event, it might be a reduced price ticket to the event, it might be just preferential invitation to it, other perks, being part of a group of people, keeping up their CPD, whatever it might be that you can subscribe them to keep giving them value and to hold them close to you and say, look, I'll keep you updated on the way that things are changing in the profession, or I'll keep you updated and I'll help you. And giving people a way to continue to work with you is another really great way of bridging that gap, especially from the one-to-one to the one-to-many, because it may be, again, that you don't have to do something every month. It may be that you just have to give them quarterly support to fulfill your obligations. So try not to think of monthly recurring revenue of something you always have to do every month. It may be that people can pay you up front and they're spreading the cost, or it may be that people are paying you in advance, so sort of going to this event idea, that they're paying you for being part of a community, for being kept up with the latest information and updates. Okay, so the final thing that I wanted to say to you today is that this is going to be the last session a little bit for monthly recurring revenue. I've been loving focusing on it, and I think the biggest thing that I've learnt is that when you focus on something, there's a saying, isn't there, where attention goes, something flows? I can't remember. There's definitely a saying, but it's essentially where I have been focusing on generating recurring revenue, and it has been working to a point. I have been having the fluctuations of things within the business, but I've definitely seen a better uptake for myself in terms of my commitment to it, which has been what I really wanted. But what I've found from doing this series or these YouTube videos is that I've loved chatting to them, and chatting about the things I'm talking about, and there's so many other things I want to talk about too. So I'm going to take a little pause in the series. I will be back next week, but to talk about other things and to answer some of the other questions that people have been asking, some of the other things that I think are really great topics, to take you behind the scenes on some of the launches we're doing, some of the other stuff that's happening in the business, because some of the feedback I've had is that people love seeing the behind the scenes of the business, and oh my goodness, there's some stuff to share. So I cannot wait to do that. Please make sure again that you've subscribed so you don't ever miss any of the updates, and let me know in the comments your thoughts on this video.